Let's talk about how making money as a content creator actually works, the various different income streams that you can have, and what is actually realistic. And a lot of people like to show off huge numbers and huge things, and here's how I made 6 figures a month or 10 figures a month or what, 10 figures a month. You get the point. I want to try and be realistic with you, show you what your options are, and show you how this can possibly work. I'm going to be as transparent as I possibly can be during this video. We're going to talk a lot about specific numbers and money and things like that. And I'm going to show you some cool stuff, hopefully. So if that sounds cool to you, be sure to drop me a follow, subscribe, all that sort of thing. First of all, let's go through our list of potential ways that you as a content creator can make money. This is possible no matter who you are. I've said this a million times, do not be the person that wishes that they were somebody that could do what I do as a living. Simply walk the path that is required of you to get there. And we're going to be talking through the perspective of YouTube and TikTok, because again, I'm always talking from personal experience here of things that I have actually done. I refuse to be one of those gurus that talks on things in a hypothetical sense. A lot of people talking about how to grow the social medias and such that have never done it, and it's a bit strange to me. Anyway, as of right now on TikTok, I have 6 monetized accounts of a variety of different niches and followings and things like that. In all of them, I am on camera, or my voice is. None of these are faceless. They are all personal brands, which I do believe is going to be the way that you make the most money. Because if you're just making things that are faceless, voiceless, all that sort of thing, you're going to really struggle to grow. Just end of you are. So, first of all, we've got Cayle PT. That was fitness. Cayle talks, vlogs, plays, more Cayle plays, Cayle grows. Just shy of 500,000 followers, just shy of 250,000 followers, 168,000 followers. That's closer to that's more than that now. Cayle plays at 39,000, more Cayle plays at 33, and then my most recent one that's at 10k within about 4 days. That account took me 4 days to go from 0 to 10k. Then on my main YouTube channel, I've got about 20,000 subscribers. I think it's like 22. And on my Instagram, I have about 65,000 subscribers, followers, whatever. Let's go through my personal income streams versus what potential income streams you could have and all that sort of thing. Number one, the most obvious one, is straight up being paid for views. So of course, once you get to monetization requirements on YouTube, which is 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers, and once you hit the monetization requirements on TikTok, which is 10,000 followers and 100,000 views in the last 30 days, you are allowed to start having ads on your videos, which will then pay you directly. Let me show you guys how realistic it is to potentially live off AdSense alone without even being a huge creator on YouTube. Okay, so on my main YouTube channel, in the last 28 days, I have had 273,000 views, which is not absurd, not even slightly. There are people that will do double that in a day once they grow far enough, so keep that in mind. And from that 270 some odd thousand views in the last month, I have been paid £1,248, which, I don't know about you guys, but that will do for me in terms of just one income source. If we look at the average day, yesterday was £75, £59, 66, 65, 75, 58, 85, 56, 52, 43. It steadily climbs as time goes on, 48, 43, 30, 50, 38. You get the gist. So I want that bit to be the motivation for you guys, that you do not have to be some huge creator to be making enough money. I would imagine that the vast majority of you, were you to make 60 quid a day, would be pretty happy with that. That's £1,800 a month. For a lot of people, that's potentially the job that they have already. You know, and this is one income source. When you're smart, you will have more than one. My next largest income source for me personally is my sponsorship. I have an ongoing sponsorship salary, so I have set deliverables every month that I have to perform for my protein, and they pay me a salary. I also get paid commission. I'm not sure I can tell you exactly how much that is, but we are talking a few 4 figures a month. To get that though, you will need a lot of followers. Being real with you, you're not going to get ongoing multi-thousand-pound a month sponsors unless you are probably in the hundreds of thousands of followers range. I have that because of my following on TikTok. Definitely not because of the YouTube following. And then what other income sources can we have? Let's see. So we've already had 3. We've had commission, we've had sponsorship salary, and we've had ad revenue, which technically is 2 income sources. More than that, really, because it's directly the YouTube one, but then each of my 6 TikToks also makes me some money. It's always up and down, and there's all loads of silly rules on TikTok, but either way, the more diversified your income can be, the more different places that can be giving you money, the better, because that way all of your eggs are not in one basket. Next up, you can sell a product. So within my fitness thing, I sold fitness programs. I still sell fitness programs. If you check out the description, you'll find a link to that. Within the first year those were live, they made me £88,000. If they cost £25 a pop, and you sell 4 of those per day, which is not that many if you're getting hundreds of thousands of views per day, 4 a day is very reasonable, that'll make you another £3,000 a month. Next up, and this is a possible massive one for a lot of people, is services. So for example, a lot of people that do what I'm doing on this account here will also be online coaches in terms of growing your social medias. And very frequently, the minimum amount that they will charge you per month is about 250 quid. I know some that go way above that. So social media coaches can earn a ton of money in terms of their online clientele. Granted, the services that you are able to provide and the products you are able to provide will heavily be determined by whatever niche you are in, which is why it is important to really think about what you're doing in terms of your content and the ways that it is most applicable to be monetized. Some people will choose the content they create based upon how monetizable it is. Typically, I do not see those people as the ones that survive for very long term. For example, a lot of people get into making finance videos because it's got the highest RPM or the amount of money that you get paid per 1,000 views, but then they don't know anything and then can't make content on it and they fizzle out. Another one, and I'm going to be real with you, this is one that I'm looking into personally because I've never done it before, is a subscription-based website. So recently, I have been building, behind the scenes for the last few weeks, months, whatever, a subscription-based site that is all about helping people do what I do as a living and trying to be as thorough as I possibly can. I take the same approach with everything that I do. I look at what other people are doing and I go, how can I do that better? How can I do that more thoroughly? And often, how can I do it a little bit cheaper? So, for example, this is, the name I came up with for now is Cayle's Content Crew. I don't know what else I could call it, but there are websites called, there are websites like school.com that allow you to create membership platforms like this very easily. You set how much you want it to cost and then what the people get access to. It helps you build a community. So for example, if some of you guys sign up to this once it's live in the future, then you will all be able to see each other, have chats with each other, support each other, interact with each other and things like that. And then over here in the classroom section, I will have a course on how to grow your social medias and make money from them. And right now, let me show you guys all the topics that I've got, just a little bit of a hint. So, why start to begin with? How long does growing an account take? What do you need to start? Setting up your profile, the basic plan, figuring out a content style, setting actionable goals, analyzing analytics, TikTok milestones and what they mean, YouTube milestones and what they mean, the 3 pillars of success, video quality, video quantity, video consistency, attention spans and stopping the scroll, be yourself, sweating the small stuff, even more small stuff, things to avoid for YouTube and TikTok, what a good video is not, starting from nothing, algorithm, the audience, what matters most, what matters least, getting views, getting followers, call to action, every view is a human, trends, yeah or nay, faceless on camera, AI, editing styles, video length, understanding reach when you're stuck, how getting paid works, how getting paid on YouTube works, RPM, CPM, behind the scenes of money, shadow ban, going viral, dealing with hate, pros and cons of TikTok, pros and cons of YouTube, not all publicity is good, understanding target audience, 0 to 1,000 followers, 1,000 to 10,000 followers, 100,000 followers plus, understanding content cycles, viewer churn, long versus short versus live, how to make money, diversify income, know, like and trust, income reviews, sponsors, products, services, fan funding, merchandise, TikTok shop, affiliate marketing, leveraging your following, building a brand, realism, how much money do you actually need, hobby versus job, equipment upgrades, software applications, how to be productive, stresses of the job, staying safe online, consideration, being smart with your money, beginning of the end, and finally the closing notes. And every single one of these is going to have a video attached to it of me going through the things. And I intend to charge, based upon what other people are charging anyway, £97 per month for this. Realistically, the idea isn't for somebody to be in there forever. The idea is that somebody gets in there, goes through all of these videos, learns as much as they possibly can, probably stays in there for a few months while they grow their stuff, and gets to a point where, hopefully, they actually action the things that are said and end up making enough money that they go, that 97 quid a month was like nothing compared to what you end up actually making as a result of this, and hopefully succeeding, and then that's just part of it. So that, for me, will be another income source. Think about it logically, right? A method that I apply to every possible income source that you as a creator can have is set a minimum for the amount you want to do. So before, for example, I said if I sell 4 programs per day at £25 a pop, that is £100 a day or £3,000 a month. Yeah? If I have just 10 people in this community, just 10, so that's not many, you got to remember, between TikTok and TikTok especially, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views. If you have just 10 people giving you £97 a month for that content, that's £1,000. As another example, shout out to this creator here. She has basically a similar thing where she does a similar thing called the Creator Circle. Right now, she charges £97 a month, and she has 56 members in there. From what I gather on her social media, she's got about 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. I haven't seen any of her others. But with 20,000 subscribers, she's got 56 paying members at £97 a month. That's about $5,000 a month. Won't that be lovely? So I'm curious if any of you are interested in that once it is up. But that is another income source that you can add to your list. The more income sources that you have, the better, especially the ones that are just generally passive income. So for example, with that one, once I have got all of the content created, made and uploaded to the course, people will then come and go as they please within it, and it is then basically passive income. I'll probably do like weekly or monthly Q&As within there and try and hang out in the community and such. But yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. Think about it like this, right? If you can get 3 to 5 income sources that pay you £1,000 a month, that's £3,000 to £5,000 a month that you're earning. Again, I'm very much so about being realistic with numbers here. Like people that do these sorts of videos will talk about how you can earn 5 figures a month, 10 figures a month. I keep saying 10 figures a month, 100 grand a month and stuff like that. And it's like, you don't necessarily need that. I would imagine that a lot of people aren't really looking to, well, they probably would love to be a millionaire as a result of their content, but a lot of people would just be happy if whatever they did as a content creator replaced their full-time income and that was it. Like, right now, if you make £2,500 a month at whatever full-time job you have, if you could replace that £2,500 a month with doing some sort of content that you enjoy as a job, you'd be pretty happy with that. And if you look at all the different ways that you are capable of making money on the internet, that is very, very achievable. We have never lived in a better time to make money on the internet. All you need is a camera, phone, any of that, and you're sorted. Other things that I'm going to look into doing, for example, as other income sources, is maybe I start doing audits where if I've got this community that's like the 97 quid a month, maybe I do an audit that somebody can buy as just a one-off if they can't quite afford to get in there, and maybe that's 50, where I go through all your social media profiles, give you the advice that I think you need and all that sort of thing. And then, of course, I already have my How to Grow Your Social Media guides that take you through the entire process too, and they're £25. So then you've got 3 different points of entry, which if you're a business owner, by the way, having multiple points of entry is always a good move, because then you're able to meet people with where they're at, regardless of who is watching. Because realistically, if somebody wants to be a content creator and have it be their living, they should be capable of finding any of these 3 things in reality. But should they not be able to find the higher one or the middle one, they've got the lower choice option. And then it's just a case of, as they move up, they move through. As another income source, you could potentially have merchandise. Granted, I don't think merchandise exactly does very well these days due to the fact that it's just like, I don't know. I feel like most people are not buying YouTuber shirts. I think the way that people do merchandise successfully these days is by creating a business that doesn't require themselves to run. The biggest success story that I've got that I can think of in terms of somebody that has done this is Grace Beverly, or Grace Fit, where she created the fitness brand Tala, where that will now outlive her. There will be people that buy from Tala that don't know who Grace Beverly is, and that is the ideal scenario you want to get to. You want to get to the point where whatever you don't, for example, if I was to print merchandise that said Cayle on it, that would be entirely redundant. Instead, the better move is to create some sort of merchandise that people would actually want to wear, so that that business can then scale and grow separate to you yourself and become its own thing, and isn't relying on you being like on top of the world in social media anymore. Because again, if we're being real, Grace Fit has not been very relevant in terms of social media content in a very long time, and yet she probably earns more of that now than she's ever earned because she was able to build her business behind the scenes. In reality, when it comes to social media, the majority of the money that you're going to make, unless you're somebody like huge on social media, is going to be behind the scenes businesses. And depending on what that business is, depends upon how big you got to be. If you're going to be a coach, whether it be a fitness coach or a social media coach or like a I don't know, any other kind of coach. There's loads of different kind of coaches. You can make a ton of money without ever having a massive following. You just can. There are tons and tons of different ways to do this. So stick around, because I'm going to keep pumping out these videos every day, because I'm aware that not everybody can afford all the different paid options that I'm going to have. But even if you can't afford the paid options, I'm still going to be pumping these videos out. And I feel like if people just listen to these, they'll be able to get to the point where they'll be making some money on social media anyway. And then maybe then they do the paid stuff so they can actually, even further beyond, to quote Goku going Super Saiyan 3. But yeah, hopefully this was helpful. There are lots of different ways that you can make money on the internet, and it can be you, even if you think it can't. And if you're somebody that consistently follows me, let me know if you'd be interested in joining that community once it's up. I'm thinking I might do like an introductory offer where like the first 5 people that join get it for half price or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. But I'm truly hoping to build it into something that if someone actually listens to everything that I say in it, they can change their life. Like right now, there's 70 odd pages. That's over 70 videos that I'm going to have to make and string together. And I'm hoping, when I do these videos on this account and such, I always make the content in a way that I wish the younger version of myself would have heard. And that's how I intend to do it there as well.